Hello, everyone. There's a presence circling your energy field right now, and they don't move through the world the way most people do. Uh, I'm talking about someone who walks into rooms and shifts the atmosphere, someone whose name carries weight, someone who's used to being seen, being wanted, being chosen. And right now, they're choosing to look at you. Before we pull back this veil, I need to honor you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for trusting that you were meant to receive this message at this exact moment. Nothing about your presence here is random. The universe orchestrated this. I'm grateful you listened. Take a breath with me, because what I'm about to reveal isn't just about attraction, it's about power dynamics. It's about what happens when someone who's accustomed to having everything suddenly focuses their attention on you. It's about the choice you're about to face that most people never even get the opportunity to make. Spirit is showing me something specific right now. There's a light moving toward you. Not gentle candlelight, not soft dawn. This is spotlight, bright, intense, the kind that illuminates everything it touches but also creates shadows you can't see around. And carrying that light, there's a soul who knows what it means to be desired by many, but truly known by few. This person, um, they're not ordinary. They have influence, not just in their immediate circle, but beyond it. Their words ripple outward, their choices affect others. Their presence commands attention, whether they're trying to or not. And somehow, through all the noise, through all the people reaching for them, through all the options constantly available to them, they've noticed you. Does this create a flutter somewhere in your solar plexus? Because I'm feeling this energy of anticipation mixed with disbelief. Like when you catch someone staring and you look behind you to see who they're really looking at, but there's no one behind you. It's you. It's always been you. Let me tell you what I'm picking up on about this person's energy. They move through the world wrapped in a frequency that most people can't touch. Confidence that's not performed, it's embodied. Magnetism that's not manufactured, it's natural. They're used to being the center, used to being pursued, used to choosing rather than waiting to be chosen. But something about you disrupted their pattern. You're not like the others who orbit them. You're not reaching, you're not performing, you're not trying to convince them of your worth. And that that stopped them in their tracks. Spirit is showing me an image. A person standing in the middle of a crowd, all faces turned toward them, all hands reaching, all voices calling their name, and then they turn their head away from the crowd toward a figure standing at the edge, quiet, self contained, not competing for their attention. That figure is you. And the moment they saw you not reaching for them, they started moving toward you. Let me go deeper into what's actually happening here. This person who's powerful, who's popular, who's used to being the prize everyone wants, they're experiencing something they don't experience often: intrigue, not just attraction, not just physical pull, but genuine curiosity about someone who doesn't seem to need them, someone who has their own light, someone who isn't dimming themselves to make this person shine brighter. You've been living your life, building your world, focused on your own growth, your own path, your own becoming. And in doing that, you've been emanating a frequency that's rare in their experience: self sufficiency, wholeness, the kind of energy that doesn't need validation from external sources to know it has value. And people who are used to being chased, they're magnetized by people who aren't chasing them. Does this resonate with something you've been sensing? Because I think you've felt their gaze, maybe not literally, but energetically. Maybe you've noticed synchronicities, their name coming up in strange ways. Dreams where someone unnamed but significant appears. A feeling of being watched by benevolent eyes you can't see. That's not your imagination. That's their consciousness reaching toward yours before their body follows. Now let me tell you what's coming. Spirit is showing me movement, deliberate, calculated. This person doesn't move impulsively. They're strategic. They're used to winning. And when they want something, they don't just stumble into it hoping for the best. They plan. They're watching you right now, learning your rhythm, noticing what makes you light up, observing what you respond to and what you ignore. They're studying you the way someone studies a language they're determined to master. And when they make their move, it won't be small. People who are used to having power don't make tentative gestures. They don't send unclear signals. When they decide they want you in their orbit, they make it known. For some of you, this is about to manifest as an opportunity, a door opening that shouldn't logically open for you yet, an invitation into a space you didn't think you had access to. And when you walk through that door, they'll be there, waiting and creating the circumstance that allows them to be near you without it seeming orchestrated. But it is orchestrated. They're pulling strings you can't see. For others, this manifests as direct approach, bold, confident. They're going to find a way to insert themselves into your world, a message, an introduction through a mutual connection. A chance encounter that's anything but chance. And when they speak to you, when they turn the full force of their attention toward you, you're going to feel it. Like standing in front of a fire, warmth, heat, the choice between stepping closer or stepping back. Let me know in the comments if this speaks to you. Now, here's what Spirit wants you to understand about what this actually means. This isn't a fairy tale. This is a chess game. And you need to know that before you make your first move. This person who's powerful, who's popular, who's turning their attention toward you, they're used to getting what they want, not through force, through magnetism, through knowing how to read people, through understanding that most people have a price, a weakness, a door left unlocked. They're going to look for yours. Not maliciously, not even consciously necessarily, but it's what they do. It's how they navigate a world that taught them early that power and charm can open almost anything. Spirit is showing me a specific pattern this person carries. They collect not people exactly, but experiences. They want to know what it's like to be close to someone like you, someone who doesn't need them, someone who has something they can't buy or demand or seduce with their usual tools. They're drawn to you because you represent a challenge, a mystery, something rare in their world of easy access and immediate gratification. And here's the question you need to ask yourself: do I want to be known by someone who's curious about me? Or do I want to be chosen by someone who needs me? There's a difference. Curiosity fades when the mystery is solved. Need has roots. Let me go deeper into the shadow side of this dynamic. When someone who has power becomes interested in someone who doesn't operate from power, there's an imbalance. Not always harmful, not always toxic, but always there. They're used to controlling the pace, the direction, the level of intimacy. They're used to people being grateful just to be in their presence. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself performing, trying to keep their interest, trying to be fascinating enough, mysterious enough, impressive enough to hold the attention of someone who has endless options. That's the trap. The moment you start performing for their attention, you lose the very thing that attracted them in the first place: your self contained wholeness, your disinterest in needing them to complete you. Spirit is showing me two paths ahead of you. Path one, you let yourself be swept up. You say yes to the attention, yes to the opportunity, yes to the intoxicating feeling of being chosen by someone everyone wants. And for a while, it's it's magic. It's everything you didn't know you wanted. The doors that open, the experiences you gain access to, the way their world becomes your world. But in that path, there's a price. You slowly start to orient your life around maintaining their interest. You make yourself smaller to fit more easily into their schedule. You dim your own light to make their light more comfortable. You become the supporting character in their story instead of the protagonist in your own. Not overnight, gradually, so gradually you don't notice until you look up one day and don't recognize yourself anymore. Path two, you meet them as an equal. You receive their attention without becoming dependent on it. You engage with their power without being intimidated by it. You let them into your world without abandoning your world for theirs. This path is harder. It requires you to stay rooted when everything in their energy wants to sweep you up. It requires you to say no sometimes, to maintain your boundaries even when they're used to people dissolving theirs, to remember that being chosen by someone powerful doesn't make you more valuable than you already were. In this path, you keep your power, and that's what actually creates the possibility of something real. Does this resonate with what you've been feeling? Now, let me tell you what Spirit is warning you about specifically. This person, um, they're magnetic. That's not an exaggeration. They have a frequency that pulls, and when you're in close proximity to that frequency, it's going to affect you. It's going to feel like gravity, like you're being pulled toward them, even when you're trying to stay still. That pull isn't love, not yet, maybe not ever. That pull is power recognizing potential. That pull is charisma doing what charisma does. That pull is chemistry, which is real and valid, but not the same as compatibility. You need to keep your eyes open. Watch how they treat people who can't do anything for them. Watch how they handle not getting what they want. Watch what happens when you set a boundary. Do they respect it, or do they find a way around it? Watch whether they're interested in who you actually are, or interested in who they imagine you to be. Do they ask you real questions? Do they listen to your answers? Or do they project onto you their fantasy of what you represent? Watch whether they want to add to your life or whether they want you to orbit theirs. These things matter. These things tell you whether this attention is a gift or a trap disguised as a gift. Let me share something else Spirit is showing me. You have more power in this dynamic than you realize. Yes, they have influence. Yes, they have resources. Yes, they have presence. But you have something they don't have easy access to. You have the power of disinterest. Not disinterest in them as a person, but disinterest in needing their validation. Disinterest in changing yourself to keep them. Disinterest in sacrificing your peace for proximity to their power. And that disinterest, that's your protection. That's your leverage. That's what keeps this dynamic from becoming one where you lose yourself. The moment you need them, you give away your power. The moment you can walk away, you keep it. Does this land somewhere in your body? Let me know in the comments if this speaks to you. Now, let me tell you what's actually possible here if you navigate this consciously. This person coming into your orbit, it's not random. Spirit doesn't waste synchronicities. If someone with power and influence is being drawn to you, it's because there's something you're meant to learn, experience, or receive through this connection. Maybe it's access, doors opening that wouldn't have opened otherwise, opportunities to step into a bigger version of your life. Maybe it's a mirror, someone who reflects back to you your own power that you've been hiding or minimizing. Someone who sees your light clearly and refuses to let you pretend it's smaller than it is. Maybe it's a catalyst, a connection that pushes you to grow, to claim more, to stop playing small in a world that's ready for the full expression of who you are. Or maybe it's actually love, not the fairy tale kind, the real kind, where two people with their own power choose to build something together without one consuming the other. All of these are possible, but only if you stay awake, only if you keep your sovereignty, only if you refuse to disappear into someone else's story. So, as we close this reading, here's what I want to leave you with. Someone powerful and popular has their eyes on you. This is real. This is happening. And it's about to become visible in your physical reality if it hasn't already. But their attention doesn't define your worth. Their choice doesn't complete you. Their power doesn't make you more than you already are. You were whole before they noticed you. You'll be whole if they walk away. You'll be whole if you choose not to engage. The power is yours. It always has been. So when they move toward you, and they will, ask yourself, am I saying yes because this serves my highest good? Or am I saying yes because I'm flattered, because I'm curious, because I want to know what it feels like to be chosen by someone everyone wants? There's no wrong answer, but there is a conscious answer and an unconscious one. Choose consciously, move deliberately, keep your eyes open and your roots deep, and remember, you don't need to be impressive. You just need to be yourself, the real you, the one who was magnetic enough to catch their attention in the first place. That version of you is enough. That version of you is powerful. Don't lose her in the process of being seen by someone else. Does this resonate with what you've been feeling? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your willingness to receive this message with clarity and discernment. Thank you for remembering your power, even when someone else's feels bigger. You are ready for what's coming, not because you're perfect, but because you're awake. The spotlight is turning toward you, and you get to decide how you stand in it. The power is yours. It always has been. Sending you so much love and light as you navigate what's ahead. Stand tall, stay rooted, trust yourself. You've got this.